After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
What's going on, everyone? My two Satoshis back with another quick video. Today, I want to talk about yield farming, and I want to do it in a different type of way. I want to go over a video, a reaction type video from the creator of the Humble Farmer Thesis, Mr. Taiki Maeda. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He does an interview with JORDI Alexander. Did it yesterday, actually. It's called Understanding Crypto and Ponzi's and Yield Farms. I'm going to be playing clips from this and giving my 2 cents because I've said this and I think I offended some people. And I know I did. And I said it in a real, you might say rude or abrasive type of way because I wanted to nail the point home. But I think with me having a small channel, being fairly new, the way I talk, it might come off a certain type of way and people might not be getting the message. So I said that I'm gonna let you guys hear from some, I guess you would call them experts in the field, and let them tell you about how to think about yield farming. You're gonna hear them talk about impermanent loss. And I'll point it out to you when they're talking about that, because that's something you want to keep in mind when you're creating liquidity pairs and you're depositing into a platform, because you can wind up with something you don't really want. But I'm not going to spoil it if you have not seen this video yet. I'm going to play it and we're going to go through and we're going to listen to it together. I'm going to give you my commentary as we go, and we're just going to learn something. Now, this might be a long video, so I want you to pull up a seat, pull out you some coffee, and let's just go through it. So let's get started.
High APYs. And I think these projects have successfully convinced people that, like, if you enter this thing with a high APY, even if the price goes down, you still make money. Like, everyone can make money. So like, I feel like that's one of the ways that the people are like, just like getting wrecked in some of these things. But like why do you think people love like these high APYs, like these high numbers? Like, how would you characterize like it from like
I mean, definitely what you said, like the marketing of it is appealing. Like, people can not only feel like if the price goes down, I'll make a lot of money, but potentially I can make money 2 ways. Like, the price goes up and I get a bunch more tokens, so it's just like exponential. And like the allure of that is sort of like a lottery ticket allure. The other thing is, of course, like, high APYs don't really explain what they mean. You just see this big number, and it creates this like entertainment effect where you're chasing that number, and even if like the token's going down, you're still imagining that you'll end up doing really well. And if you just hold through, especially with like GME and everything, it's become about like diamond hands. We'll talk about this meme later, because it's become a dangerous meme to follow in a way, because it's being used to kind of tie in people into like a sinking rock by telling them to diamond hand it. So that, I'm personally not a diamond hander. I always evaluate the situation for its merits, and I think that's maybe like the better way to go.
Does that sound familiar to you guys? Have you seen the video where I talk about what are you doing? Why are you diamond hands in it? What are you trying to prove? Who are you trying to impress? What are you doing? I might have said it, I was actually trying to be funny, but I was being dead serious. And I said it a certain type of way. Maybe it's coming off better coming from him, evaluating the situation. In other words, iterating. I know that's familiar to some of you guys, especially the ones who this is going to be aimed at. But let's keep going.
If the yield is being paid in the token of the protocol, which it almost always is, it's very rare that you're not. I mean, maybe something like like on Anchor, for example, you're getting paid in dollars, so that's an actual like real yield you're getting paid. But of course, that's like 20%. It's not 20,000%, which is why they can do it.
All right, so we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. So you were talking about some yields are sustainable, some are not, and like what is the yield being paid out as, right? So Anchor, the 19.5 or like 19.5% or like whatever it is now, it's being paid on UST, right? And there you can actually model like is it sustainable? But like these other Ponzi's like 20,000%, it's actually being paid out in its own the farm token, and it's not necessarily creating new wealth, right? It's like if everyone earns like the same amount of tokens, you're just effectively being like diluted. Or if everyone's earning like 1,000% APY, then not everyone is like they're not actually gaining wealth. It's just that they're not being diluted, right? Everyone is just like gaining the amount. It's the same amount of tokens, the equal ratio, and at the end of the day, it's like whoever sells first ends up winning, right? That's kind of how to think about it. Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, exactly. Like who sells first is a good way to think about it. Like it's the equilibrium is like sell, like whoever just sells first. If somebody doesn't sell, we can talk about like a situation where that's happened to the extreme, which is Smart Coin, and their marketing is so incredible that we should probably like take a look at it, like the stuff that they did. But that was like a situation where you had a combination of super high yields and some people selling and some people not selling, and it shows how devastating it is to the people who don't sell. What happens, and I can kind of like explain like the strategy that I took, because I was quite early in that project, and wrote it to like a 12x return before exiting. So that was
Yeah.
quite a successful one to play.
Let me actually just bring it up actually right now. We can kind of talk about the intricacies later, but I remember seeing this, right? Can you see my screen? It's smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, I remember seeing this when I first.
I tried to tell, I made the video, I tried to save some people. I should have said something from the beginning, but I'm going to be honest. I was in the Discord and I was watching how divided the room was. A lot of people were saying, I'm not holding this to zero. And a lot of people were taking profit. And then you had a lot of people who were just shaming them with this wallet reputation that was being preached and marketed to you guys, or to them. I'll say it like that. So that's why I was like, I want to make a video and start talking about it. But at that time, I didn't have a channel. I was new and I didn't have a lot of videos, a lot of views. And I was like, they're not going to listen to me. But I took a chance and I went ahead and made a video. And I think I might have alienated a whole platform, but I felt like I had to say something because it was just ridiculous, y'all. So let's keep going so that you can hear it yourself.
Launched, and like I got like the shills were insane. Like I got tagged like every single day, every hour. Like it made Twitter unusable for me because I think they did this campaign of like tag like 5 influencers and you can get like 100 smart coin or something. But I just want to briefly show like the first 50 seconds of this video just because it's like so funny, and it's like blatantly like a Ponzi, and it's and I think the team is like a bunch of marketers, and yeah, let me just show this video because I just find it so funny.
First, there was SmartCoin, a viral yield farming sensation that broke DeFi. Even the big brains at Three Arrows Capital joined the fun. Thousands participated, growing our TVL, or total value locked, to over $48 million. This sent our APR soaring as high as 26,000%. That's high. Too high, in fact, but we all knew that. That level of APR is simply not sustainable, but damn, it was fun. It's also not over, not even close. We have 10 phases, remember? Introducing phase 3 of SmartCoin, Smarter Coin. That's right, we added an ER. So grab a glass of ice cold water because things are about to get spicy. Smarter Coin is the next game in the smart ecosystem. I'll explain the mechanics.
He's just dying laughing at that. And I was too, I'm not going to lie. Let's keep going.
In a second, but first, how do you obtain the new...
I just love that. Yes, we added an ER.
I mean, everything about it, like the British accent and the the crypto Twitter references and everything is so well done, that it was always going to be at least partially successful, and that was one of the reasons I entered. Like, there's sometimes, like, something is not totally legit, like it's sort of shady, but you can still make a high plus EP bet that you'll be able to do well. So this specific one, like when I entered, it was 10 million TBL, and I thought it was very likely it would go up. Um, and like they said, like even on that smart coin, the original smart coin, it went up to 40 million. So like the TBL did grow quite a lot. But you can see, like, on your screen when you shared it, the price that smarter coin ended up sticking to, and there's so many zeros there. I think that's like the best way to illustrate the warning of what high APR actually means. So initially, like it was like $4 or something, the um the token.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a 6 millionth of a dollar or something. Um, the APR is just kept increasing, and some people were selling, some people were not selling, and the people that were not selling just kept getting more smart coin. They were diamond handing it, and they were being encouraged to diamond hand it by the marketing videos that were saying, there's like this amazing prize that's gonna come out at the end. But what was actually happening is that those people were just being extra liquidity for the new tokens that were being generated, and they just got diluted to zero, basically, like 6 millionths of a coin. Even if you're getting 30, 400 times, 500 times the number of coins, does not save you at all. And I think a lot of the rebasing forks and everything else that's going on in like the rebasing land is potentially going to have a similar fate to smarter coin and that ecosystem as well.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? Now this is just his opinion. So and mine too. Hey, we could be wrong, but a lot of these rebasing tokens, the same thing is going to happen to. Just keep that in mind, okay? So I'm going to play a little bit more from this, and we're going to do this in 2 parts. That's right, 2 parts. I'm not going to just make a 30, 45-minute video, but this is important information for my new guys that are new to crypto, who don't really understand yield farming. This is for you. I've had a guy ask me, what about, is this staking or farming? And if you don't understand yield farming, this is important, because people are coming in, and as they start dumping and selling that smart coin back to you, you're the one that they're buying it from. Your liquidity is what they're buying it from. So they're basically leaving you with a whole bunch of smart coin and taking whatever you have on the other side of that liquidity pair. So let's say you have smart coin and AVAX as a liquidity pair. They're selling you their smart coin for your AVAX. Keep that in mind. That's very important to understand. That sand staking, where it created the liquidity pair for you guys, the reason I was willing to do that, and I felt comfortable taking you in to that, because it was sand and Matic. Both are very good assets. If you wind up with a lot more Matic than you do sand, that's why that's there like that, and that's why I did that, because me knowing where Matic is going and me knowing where sand is going, the sandbox, it's an easy call. Okay, so let's keep going.
And I think the mechanic for smarter coin, or like smart coin, was that like every time the TVL doubled, the APR also doubled, or something along those lines. So it kind of created this, like the diamond hands mentality of, if we all hold, then the APRs will keep going up. But like the smart money, I guess, the smarter money, I guess, like JORDI, you're just like taking the yield slowly, just selling over time.
Yeah, they were getting bled like slowly, and then at some point they changed the rules and they said they were gonna increase it by 1% every like minute or every few minutes or something. It just kept going up, and it just got to like insane amounts of APR. And they released a Twitter poll, and the Twitter poll said, "Do you guys want us to stop increasing the yield and reduce it or not?" And like 80-90% said like keep increasing it, even though like it was like terrible for the people that were not selling. But you know, psychologically people think that they're getting a reward, like you're getting an APR. You think it's a good thing. So of course,
I'm going to pause it there. I want you to go back and listen to that again. And I want you to let that sink in real good, okay? Now, this is just my 2 Satoshis. What do I know? I'm a new guy. But if you like this type of content, hit that like button, that share, that subscribe. And if you're not following that guy, let me show you the name. Come up a little bit. Taiki Maida. If you're not following me, you should. You should go find out what the Humble Farmer Thesis is. It's brilliant. If you don't know who JORDI Alexander is, go find out, guys. All I can do is introduce new guys to these people and let you hear these concepts for yourself. Because if I say it, you know, little black guy from Texas, you might not think I know what I'm talking about. So do what you want to do with that. So we'll be back with part 2, and we're out.
Lately I've been losing my direction. I know, 'cause I've been trapped inside this heart of mine. Oh, heart of mine. Oh, heart of mine.
You take the
Heart
red
of
pill.
mine.
You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how